If students come to me with the right attitude, I will teach them everything I know and more.
How did you create that mindset? How did you begin to see those dreams?
Love and passion for your chosen profession. If that is there, the rest is easy.
There is a certain level of cultural shock that is expected when a student goes out of India. Pleasant cultural shock.
We are also gardeners, okay? And the students is the seeds. And we're the ones who are putting water from time to time, sometimes a little bit fertilizer, but then eventually we see the students grow and becomes really either flowers or fruit or vegetables, really become something.
Because that's what both Manav Rachna and HTMi are driving our students to do, is not be just cooped up in your own shell. Hospitality industry has a huge scope for career development, for career growth.
Hospitality and culinary today is no longer restricted to techniques or learning what we have learned all this while. It is also about getting a deeper understanding of cultures, of perspectives, and learning hospitality by understanding what's happening around the world. And that is where collaborations like the one we have at Manav Rachna with HTMi come very handy. Today I'm very happy to welcome Chef Andy, who's with us, with more than 50 years of experience in the field of hospitality and now 12 years plus with HTMi. He is also the president for the Culinary Association in Switzerland and also heading his school's culinary operations at HTMi. And we also have with us Mr. Nishant Suri, who's the academic manager and in charge at HTMi. Thank you very much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us, ma'am.
Chef Andy, I would like to ask you, with so much experience of 50 years, it's very extensive. What is that one thing that you expect the students to learn when they're doing a culinary program?
First of all, they need to be open and willing to learn. That's the thing. That's attitude. They need to bring only one thing to my class, is attitude. Skills I can teach, knowledge I can impart. If students come to me with the right attitude, I will teach them everything I know and more.
You have been very passionately mentioning that whatever you've learned in your life so far, this is the time that you want to give it back, and that's how you're associated with HTMi. So now the tables have kind of turned. You know, you've been with the industry, and now for 12 years you're into education. How has your perspective changed towards the industry from the point of education?
Working wise in hotels is to earn salary, to bring up the family and everything. And I was able and fortunate to do that for many years. Then the 12 years in the educational industry, in school, showed me that education is important, because education is the future. If we can educate the youth, the teenagers of today, we as retirement, we will have a better life, a better future. So this is linked. Again, education, I come to see now it's much underrated in many parts of the world. Education is not important, making money is important. No, education is more important because education allows you to grow and make money.
Very well said, thank you. Mr. Nishant, you've actually studied at HTMi, you worked with different hotels in different countries, and now you're associated again with HTMi. Many students aspire to go outside to foreign countries and study, but when they really get there, what is it really like?
It is a unique experience because students, when they look at the word independence, they're looking at, okay, the independence to wear their own clothes, their own timing and everything. But truly independent is where you're able to take responsibilities for your own bills, for your own laundry, for your own day of trash that you have to throw out. These are certain factors, which is international exposure, as we call it very lovingly, that students, when they're going abroad, they're getting international exposure. In the context of me coming from India, in the context of the Indian student who steps out of India, they're expecting like things will be easier. Yes, things are easier. Things are easier once you actually put your hands to it. There's going to be nobody who's going to do like a laundry for you. There's going to be nobody who's going to do bed linen cleaning for you. You'll have to do it yourself. So in that context, I think there is a certain level of cultural shock that is expected when a student goes out of India. And of course, pleasant cultural shock. For example, in Switzerland, you can just open the tap of water and drink the water from the tap directly. You don't need to buy a bottle of mineral water because the water is that clean. So these are, again, a few factors that students get to adapt, they get to learn, and they mold themselves in the environment that they're in. And Switzerland is a destination that is easy to get molded in because they make life comfortable for you instead of making it complicated. So, for example, if a student is wanting to get train tickets to go to Zurich from our campus, it's very easy. You can do it on your phone, or you can do it directly at the train station, or if you want human interaction. Or there's an automat, you can purchase the ticket yourself.
The student is actually learning to be independent in the true sense.
Absolutely.
Not how the generation perceives freedom and independence
Absolutely,
together.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right,
It's
right.
the true essence of the word independence, because there you're not depending on your parents, you're not depending on your cousins, you're not depending on your friends, you're depending on yourself and the skills that you are carrying. So one's own capability is putting them across to do the best of they can.
Great. You also mentioned over the last 2 days that we've been meeting about some great global career opportunities that the students can look up to when they're interning or they're at HTMi Switzerland. Would you like to throw a little light on that, because that's something of great interest to the students?
Absolutely. In terms of, global exposure, again, going back to the previous question, like global exposure is a continuance of the kind of experience that students get. So first things on campus itself at the HTMi, students will get to know about different cultures because we do about 100 events, which includes also students getting to know about different cultures. For example, we do Indian cultural evenings, we do Chinese cultural evenings, we do Russian cultural evenings. So students get to not only just get to learn about the food, but also about how their languages, what they do, like a little bit of basics of what that culture is about. Because that same knowledge they can apply in the industry. Because you will, again, hospitality and tourism being an international environment, students will be getting in touch or having the opportunity to meet with people from different cultures. And what they have learned at HTMi through their friends, through their community that we have, they'll be able to implement that. And of course, those observational skills. And again, these are things which students, they saying that, okay, yeah, it's a part of the whole thing, it's a part of the journey, it's an enjoyment thing. You're learning from it. It's an underlying learning, it's a soft skill that you're learning, which cannot be taught. So that's something where, to be internationally mindful, to be, I would say, interculturally more knowledgeable, sensitive,
aware.
And
exactly.
aware. Yeah.
So those factors are something which really, I would say, come to the forefront when they're considering HTMi Switzerland.
Thank you. Coming to you, Chef Andy, 2 days, it was amazing. We learned a lot from you while we spoke to you. But you did mention that even in your career, you've done some phenomenally, big things. You've really thought out of the box, something that's unimaginable. You've seen those dreams, you've achieved them. How did you create that mindset? How do you begin to see those dreams?
Well, it's good to dream, to have a plan where you want to be. But the most important aspect is, I believe, that you love what you're doing. And then your heart opens, you put your life, your soul into the food, into the dishes. And if you have time, you learn to your job as good as you can. That means it allows you to have a bit extra time. You can to create new dishes, schemes, to attract people, to market yourself a little bit, to expose. What's the point if you cook the best food in the world and nobody knows about it? You have to do a bit of self-marketing. Come and try this. And so, would you like more? Yes, but now you have to buy it, okay? It's important.
So I think initiative and adaptability is what you're...
It's crucial, but love and passion for your chosen profession, if that is there, the rest is easy. Because again, learning by yourself without having to study what you want to study, of course, and you don't mind the extra hours, you learn and you improve yourself constantly. And that creativity will all come automatically without you actually having to force it. And that's, again, and people see that, and sometimes they're a little bit jealous because they don't have that, but they want to be part of this. They want to join you on your journey. And then it makes life easier. When you have a lot of help from people who want to join you and assist you, you create a movement almost. Small one, although, but it's still there.
So taking people along and
Yes.
collaborating is, I think,
Right.
key to
And with
creating
young
memories.
students who are open and wanting to learn, it's the best job ever.
Thank you. I'm so glad that students at Manav Rachna will have this brilliant opportunity to be, mentored by professionals like you at HTMi, and they have they stand a chance to be at Switzerland, learning hospitality from a very different perspective. Thank you.
I believe we are also gardeners, okay? And the students is the seeds. And we're the ones who are putting water from time to time, sometimes a little bit fertilizer, but then eventually we see the students grow and becomes really either flowers or fruits or vegetables, whatever, really become something. We're the gardeners, we're the one nurturing and growing them into the future.
Absolutely lucky to be guided by you, I must say. So before we leave, if there's any one piece of advice that you'd like to give to students who want to pursue culinary or hospitality from India.
From my side, be open, learn, anybody, family, friends, schools, of course. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. There's nothing worse than doing nothing, okay? If you make a mistake, we all do mistakes. I do a mistake. As long as you learn from your mistake, it's a good thing actually. You learn. Again, learning, keep on learning. I'm still learning, and when I'm with students, I'm learning from them as well. Not as much as they learn from me, I hope, but I still learn from them too. So it's a great exchange, and that keeps me driving and growing because they keep me pushing also to do more and keep me going. So we're bouncing off each other. So it's great. I love it.
Thank you. From you, Nishant.
From me, I think what hospitality, tourism, culinary arts, events management is perceived in India is still from a very narrow mindset. And I think this is a good platform and this is a good initiative that we have with Manav Rachna, thankfully, and thanks to you, Dr. Ritika, for giving us this platform, because here we can see that students are nurtured in a way where they understand that hospitality industry is not only about being a server or being a chef, but there's also opportunities where students can branch this out to even being an events manager, or they can be having their own entrepreneurial aspirations, because that's what both Manav Rachna and HTMi are driving our students to do, is not be just cooped up in your own shell that you're a hotelier. You're an entrepreneur of hospitality and tourism. And that's what I like to bring this across to the rest of the population who will be watching this, that the hospitality industry has a huge scope for career development, for career growth. And we are just a gateway, a small speck that we can offer to the students and the parents. And I think as long as they can utilize it and see the benefit of it, I'm sure they'll have a glorious future for their own careers.
Thank you very much. I must say on behalf of the entire School of Culinary and Hospitality and Manav Rachna that we have been delighted. It's been a pleasure having you for 2 days here, and it's been a very memorable experience, and we look forward to having you back very soon again.
Thank you so much, Manav.
Thank you.
Thank you.